Imagine a world where your money isn't yours, a world where the freedom to earn, spend, and save is not truly real. It sounds extreme, but this is the world we live in. Because somewhere along the line, fiat currency quietly transformed what we thought was financial freedom into a carefully managed illusion. You see, money wasn't always a system of promises. Once it was real, backed by tangible value. Gold, silver, commodities, assets you could trust. But governments and banks discovered a secret by issuing money without backing. They could control not just economies but lives, societies, and even the concept of freedom itself. This is the hidden story of fiat currency, and how the very thing designed to give us choice and independence quietly made us dependent. For centuries, money was tangible. Coins made of gold and silver notes backed by precious metals, trade and wealth rooted in reality. People could save, plan, and trade with confidence. Their labor translated into real value. But with scarcity came limits. Governments couldn't spend beyond what they owned. They couldn't fund endless wars, extravagant projects, or lavish social programs. And that limitation was inconvenient for those in power. Enter the architects of fiat currency, a system where money is only a promise, backed by trust, not by gold or silver. At first it was subtle. Paper notes issued by governments claimed to represent value. People accepted them because everyone else did. A social contract was formed. Trust became the new currency. But trust, as we would see, is fragile. Fiat money has roots going back hundreds of years. China, 11th century, first widespread paper currency. Europe, 17th century, early notes issued by private banks. England, 1694, Bank of England issues paper currency backed by government debt, not gold. The genius and danger was simple. Governments could now create money at will, bypassing the limitations of gold and silver. In theory, this meant more flexibility, faster economic growth, and the ability to respond to crises. In practice, it created a hidden lever of control. Those who control the creation of money control the economy, and by extension, society. The 20th century accelerated the adoption of fiat currency. 1913, Federal Reserve established in the US, controlling money supply. 1944, Bretton Woods Agreement, linking global currencies to the US dollar. 1971, Nixon ends dollar convertibility to gold. Fiat becomes truly global. With this final step, money became untethered from reality. Governments could spend without immediate backing. The result, unprecedented economic growth and hidden dependency. Now, your savings, wages, and pensions depended not on labor or production, but on the decisions of central bankers and politicians. Freedom became a managed illusion, controlled by the supply and manipulation of currency. Fiat currency seemed magical until its flaws became unavoidable. Because it's based on trust, it's vulnerable to inflation. Printing more money devalues savings, debt cycles, governments spend beyond means. Borrowing to cover deficits, market manipulation, interest rates, quantitative easing, and stimulus programs control wealth distribution. Each crisis reinforces dependence. Citizens rely on credit to maintain lifestyles. Governments rely on borrowing to survive. Economies rely on continuous growth to keep the system from collapsing, and history shows the pattern. Every fiat system eventually reaches a breaking point, from Weimar Germany's hyperinflation to Zimbabwe's currency collapse. The story is clear. When faith in fiat breaks, freedom evaporates, quickly, violently, and unpredictably. Today, fiat currency dominates the globe. Nearly every nation's money is untethered from real assets. Consequences: savings erode quietly through inflation, real wages stagnate, while prices rise. Governments can fund wars, bailouts, and social programs without accountability. Central banks hold unprecedented power over markets, and citizens' freedom is real in name only. The average person can choose what to buy, but not whether the system itself exists. Debt, taxation, and monetary policy act as invisible chains. Every dollar in your wallet is part of a managed narrative to spend, borrow, and comply. One fiat currency replaced tangible freedom with managed dependence. The freedom to earn, save, and spend is now contingent on invisible systems controlled by a few. 2. Modern economies are fragile illusions. Because fiat is based on trust, every policy, crisis, or misstep can destabilize lives instantly. 3. Knowledge is the only safeguard. Understanding how money is created, controlled, and manipulated allows you to protect your wealth and independence. The illusion of financial freedom is fragile. Every dollar in your wallet is part of a system that can change overnight, and history shows it does, often with devastating consequences. The question isn't whether you can earn money, it's whether the system itself will allow that money to hold value tomorrow.